Hey guys, what's up? MadSeason here, back with another video for you. The winner of this month's Patreon poll is a Battle for Azeroth preparation video, so that's what we're doing today. Now, I'm sure this video has been done before, but some news came out that we're getting the pre-patch on the PTRs, so it's pretty timely, I think. I got 19 things total, so let's get into it. Some of them are obvious, and some pretty unconventional, I think, so hopefully I can bring a few new things to the table for you. Keep in mind that a lot of these will actually be removed in the pre-patch, which is pretty close at this point. A lot of people think that they have until the 14th of August for this stuff, since that's when the Battle for Azeroth releases, but the majority of it will be removed in 8.0, which doesn't have a release date yet, but if you compare it to Legion and its pre-patch, it should be around early July, so about 2 months at this point. First is to knock out the Brawlers Guild. If you didn't know, this place is season based, and once patch 8.0 comes, it'll most likely be closed in preparation for the Battle for Azeroth. You can get some pets from this, shirts, an heirloom, and most importantly, a mount called the Brawler's Burly Basilisk. It's pretty easy nowadays as long as you're Taurus geared. There are a couple of tricky fights, but for the most part, you can face roll through it, depending on the class of course. If you end up having trouble with it, I'll have a link to a guide in the description. To start it, you need to get the blood-soaked invitation item, which you can quickly get from the enemies on the Shield's Rest Island in Stormheim. Next, we have some artifact stuff. We will be back to normal weapons for the Battle for Azeroth, and there are some time-sensitive artifact appearances that you should knock out now. First is the Mage Tower appearance. On the Broken Shore, if the Mage Tower building is up and you did your artifact quest chain, you can do these challenging scenarios where, if you're successful, you get some unique appearances for your artifact. These are also easier now that we've been in the Taurus tier for a while, so now's definitely the time. And this is another thing that's going away in 8.0 rather than the actual BFA launch, so the sooner the better. Everything else related to artifact appearances you should be able to get, except for the Mythic plus 15 color. This applies to the Balance of Power appearance. That's that super long quest chain that starts with that mythic Eye of Ashara. You can do this chain and unlock the appearance at any time you want, but the plus 15 color will be locked out in patch 8.0. And keep in mind that these colors are retroactive, meaning that if you do a plus 15 now and you complete the Balance of Power chain later, you'll still get that plus 15 tint, and the same is true for the Mage Tower colors, so no worries about doing that whole row now. Another mount tip here is that now's also the time to grind out that Infernal mount in the Nighthold. From Mythic Gul'dan, you can get the Fiendish Hellfire Core, and there's a weird story going on with the drop rate of this mount. It has a 5% chance to drop for every member in the raid, so if you have 20 people, there's a 100% chance for one to drop. This is getting changed to a 1% drop no matter what when the Battle for Azeroth launches, so now's the time to knock that out with your guild. I won't say that the Mythic Nighthold is trivial, but in terms of effort put in, definitely you want to do it before the launch. And the same is true for the Mythic Argus mount, which is the Shackled Urzul, but that's no easy feat. I mean, it's easier said than done to say, hey guys, go kill Mythic Argus before Battle for Azeroth. But still, worth mentioning I think. And if you kill Heroic Argus, you get the Ahead of the Curve achievement, and if you kill him on Mythic, you get the Cutting Edge achievement, both of which are no longer obtainable come 8.0, so there's another reason to get in there. For Heroic specifically, you can get the Violet Spellwing mount from a quest starter that drops off of Heroic Argus, and this is no longer obtainable in the Battle for Azeroth as well, so definitely get that now. Lots of reasons to go into this place. Another mythic rating thing that you may want to do is knock out the Chosen title. If you don't know, You can get this from the Trial of Valor raid on Mythic difficulty without losing the Test of the Chosen buff, basically meaning you can't die once in the 3-boss raid. It's okay if anyone else in your raid dies, you just have to live. And if you're successful, you'll also net the Chosen achievement. All of this will be gone in 8.0 though, so if you want it, you should knock it out as soon as you can. And speaking of titles, we also have the Field Medic. First Aid as a whole is being removed in patch 8.0. It's sad, but true. Press X to pay your respects. So, in general, if you're a completionist, you should get any achievement related to First Aid, as they'll be moved to the Feats of Strength, I think. One of them in particular gives you the Field Medic title. In your adventures in the Broken Isles, you may have looted these First Aid items. They give you a quest, and you have to go find some injured NPCs and stabilize them using First Aid items. There are 16 in total, and if you complete all of them, you get the achievement and the title. It is quite the grind, and there are certain spots that are better than others. For the sake of saving time here though, I'll have a link to a handy guide in the description that goes over all of that on what mobs to farm for which item. And also make sure that you take a look in your group finder as well, because there do exist some farming groups for these, which greatly speeds things up. Although it's still pretty slow. This is another 8.0 thing, but you should have plenty of time if you're watching this video at its release. Let's go over some PvP stuff. 8.0 will also make the Elite 7.3 armor sets no longer obtainable. These are recolors of the Mythic and Taurus sets, so if you enjoyed these particular tints, you might want to go for them. To get them, you need to get a rating of 2000 in rated PvP, which is 2 vs 2 or 3 vs 3 arena, or rated battlegrounds. Ashran is also getting removed in patch 8.0, so if you want any achievements with that, you should knock those out now. There's also a reputation tied to it called Vol'jin's Spear for the Horde and Rin's Vanguard for the Alliance. You should be able to still farm these after it's removed via the Medallion of the Legion, which gives you reputation for a bunch of Draenor reps including these, but a big source will be removed in 8.0, so it's a bit easier if you grind that out now. The Strand of the Ancients battleground is also being removed, so for the 7 people out there who enjoy this place, you better get your games in now and get in the achievements related to it. It'll be another 8.0 removal, so again, press X to pay your respects.